Hey friends, today we are going to tie a October Caddis Nymph, and this is my version of that hatch, and it's a unique take on it, and it's really fun to tie. So let's get started. First things first, let's put a FireHole 523 barbless hook in the vise with a spawn bead. Then let's cut some foam, some orange foam, into a strip but as big as the hook gap, and we're going to snip off the ends like so. Just a little bit. Just like this. Then if you have a match, a lighter, whatever, use it for your next step. I'm going to light a candle because I'll be using the flame later. But if you have a lighter or a match or whatever, you could use it. But for this step, I'm going to, flame's really high. I'm going to melt the end of this real quick. Just barely go over the flame and just get it kind of like melted off to smooth off, kind of like that. So you can see. Then I have these vice grips, these pliers, just any pliers that have teeth in it. If you can see that. I really just like want the teeth here. They're in the pliers, and I just heat them just for a little bit over the flame. You see, like, smokes a little bit. Nothing crazy. And then I just clamp down on the end like so. Like that. As you can see, it takes a couple seconds, and then you get this wonderful texture on the end. Like so. You can blow out your candle or whatever and set that to the spot to where you won't lose it. Then we add some black UTC 70 Denier thread to your hook. Snip off your tag. And then I like to just dress my whole hook with thread. Then I like to add a little bit of dubbing. I use a dubbing box, a Hares Plus dubbing box. These are actually really cool. And for this, I'm going to use a couple colors from this box on this fly. And this color I'm using right now is tan. And I'm just going to grab a little bit, just a very little bit, and just make a little butt at the end of this hook. Then I'm going to take my Stefano tie fine tool. You could use a brush, you could use a Velcro, piece of Velcro, or anything like that, but I just like to make it a little bit more buggy. That's good enough for me for right now. Go towards the end, and I add my tail end pretty much of my fly. And see, just kind of eye it, but I don't use that much of the tail end, but So you want the butt to hang over just a little bit, like that. I'd like to add some more of that tan dubbing. I'm just gonna tie a little bit of the segmentation. See, not that much. Then continue adding some more dubbing of the tan. And we're gonna do another segment. Another small one, about yay big. Like that's a measurement, yay. So then, go up the hook a little bit with the foam and cut it off. And just tighten it back down on that foam. Okay. Next step is some more tan dubbing. I don't use that much, but this stuff is really buggy when you dress it up, or like when you use your tools to get it all buggy. But yeah. Okay, now we're on to our next step, and that is adding some thin skin. And that's in tan. You can see that. I just like to cut a strip of it off. Like so, like that big. I also like to cut like a point on the end, just for a tie-in point. Makes it easier versus it being the full size, or else it'll just wrap and bend over your hook shank. So I like that. If you can see that, I'm sure, but tie in your thin skin. Okay. And then we're on to something fun. And that's another dubbing, but in chocolate brown color. It's in the same box, but it's chocolate brown color. I just use little bits because this dubbing goes a long ways. And then I make a dubbing loop. And if you don't have one of these tools for your dubbing, I also use this dubbing hook from Loom. Works really well. But I have this stone funnel dubbing tool. It's pretty awesome. So get that. I'm gonna use some brown olive CDC. I'm gonna use a small piece of this stuff. I just kind of want, I don't want a whole bunch, but okay. Then I get a CDC clip and take a little bit of CDC add that to my dummy loop. There we go. And spin that up. Okay, let's add this on to the next step is just wrap your CDC up towards the bead. Then just tie it off. Once you're happy, snip off your tag end. And I'm just gonna push this all back. And your first segment of that. There you go. Alrighty. Next, we use this stuff, Senyo's Shaggy Dub. It's considered dubbing, but I like to use it a lot for legs because it comes like this, as you can see. And I just grab a random pinch, like 3 to 4 of this, like so, and just tie it on like legs, you know? It's pretty cool. Okay. Let's do some more chocolate brown dubbing. Stuff doesn't like to stay on your thread very good. Also, just build up a little bit of a segmentation. There you go. There we go. Now, to another segment with your thin skin. Looking good. There you go. These football beads are nice, but they kind of go all over the place. Looking good so far. Next, add some more chocolate dubbing. I like to keep it kind of loose because this fly is meant to be super buggy. Because the October Caddis, the larva and the adult are actually fairly large. Like this is size 12 hook, but it is a 3XL, like it's extended. So it's a fairly large hook. So on a traditional hook, I'd say like a 10 or even an 8 for like the larva. So I'm grabbing 2 pieces of pheasant tail in natural, and they are going to be tied on here. And then I just tie them on. Just lightly wrap, maybe twice, and then you can kind of manipulate where you want them. pulley. I like to go on either side of the bead, kind of like so. Then you can snip off your tag ends that you got going. There you go. Final step, or chocolate dubbing. Just want to do a little bit of stuff. Now, we whip finish. Twice, because you're nice. And snip off your thread. Okay, I like to use UV resin to finish my flies. But you could use any head cement or whatever you like to do to finish your flies. But I use UV resin. Give it a good torch. Then here comes the fun part, and that's making it even extra buggy. And that's take your tool and just kind of blend the dubbing from the dark to the light. And there you go. You have a very nice October Caddis Nymph. Thanks for watching.